Hello everyone. In this small session, I would like to decode the difference between the stock investments as well as bond investments. Okay, how stocks and bond investment looks like. It's a very small session. In next 5 minutes, I would like to decode that. So I have prepared something in a very fantastic in this Excel sheet. So let's discuss with that. See, if we talk about, when you incorporate your company, means let's say you have decided to incorporate your ABC corporation. In that case, you and your friend, or maybe, your partner would be the owner of that particular corporation. So it means you can hold as a, promoter of the business, you can hold the 100% holding in your company. And let's assume it in this case, you and your friend, you have decided to hold the total holding in your company, and it looks like this. Let's say this is your company space, all right, and you and your friends both are holding 100% stake, and you're working as a board of director. And in terms of investors see they are in market, maybe Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, anywhere, and they are also sourcing good investment opportunities where they can invest and multiply their assets. Later on, as a board of director of ABC Corporation, you felt that you guys are looking for a fund. Then, see, if you raise investments through equity capital, so it means, see, equity capital, it's something which is, let's say you have your 1 BHK flat, and if you share your private space with the investors, equity investors, so it means they can also use your private space. So that's how you can relate. So equity capital or equity process, which is something the board of directors actually they want to share their private space with other investors, all right, or other people who can also access the same place. So that's how you can relate. So to understand this equity process, so before that I would say first understand this logic. If any board of directors or any, let's say, existing business partners, if they are ready to share their own stake with you, right, in exchange of cash, so that becomes your equity, all right. And post, let's say, equity investments, see, the whatever investors they are here, if you see this, right, whatever investors which are there, so all investors they can join your private space and they can actually take your space. So here in this case, if you see post investment activity, what happened, the board of directors stake which has been already diluted, so it means original owners they have sold out their equity to the others to raise funds so that they can invest more and generate more and more money. So to understand this, so after the post investment activity, maybe through IPO, company can go through this and raise capital and allow other people, or maybe company or board of directors they can discuss how they can raise capitals and all. Without IPO also company can raise capital, or board of directors also they can raise capital and all for a different purposes. Maybe if board of directors want to liquidate their stake, they can, or if they want to allow other people to invest, they can. So there are different ways. So up to the investment activity, presentation looks like this. See, initially this guy was or holding one or two people, let's say they were holding 100%, but post investment activity, all investments they have joined this place in your company, and it looks like this. Board of directors total 5 shares. So we are assuming it total investment of a or capital of a company is 10 lakhs, and per share price is 1 lakh for per shares. So board of directors they have diluted their 50% stake, so it means they are holding only 5 shares of a company with worth of rupees 1 lakh for each. So 5 shares would be in demat account in a board of directors. Let's say if we talk about a investor is holding 1 shares, so receive 1 certificate, and rest all like mutual fund, LIC, or other investors they are also holding 1 each. So all will receive 1 certificates, and that's how I have in a graph also you can see representation also it looks like same. So basically if we talk about equity is nothing but equity, it means ownership. If anyone is really interested to share the ownership of their assets with you, so that becomes your equity, because business will treat as an asset. And if anyone really want to share their the asset with you, so that becomes the equity. Now let's talk about bonds. So what is bonds? See, bonds, it means, guys, see, let's talk about the same the investors. If all are the investors, they don't want to take us space, right? They don't want to grab your assets immediately, but they want the collateral document of these assets, right? The investors, they want collateral document of these assets which represent the value of the assets, as well as if something happen, let's say if the board of directors, if they're not able to fulfill the obligations like interest payments or principal payment in future, in that case, see, all the investors, they will have a right to sell the assets of a company in the open market and recover their money. But they don't want to they don't want to take a position in your business. So basically, it's kind of, let's say, the investors, they are ready to give you capital for 5 years or 10 years, where board of directors, they can access the capital for 5 years or 10 years. They can reinvest it and generate more and more capital to produce, or let's say generate more and more profit for everyone. So this is how basically your bonds and equity investments works. All right. So I just wanted to clarify that difference, but trust me, in coming time, I'm gonna record a very interesting the process of like how we actually collateralize securities, or how we can collateralize bonds, and also I'm gonna explain that. So be there and watch my coming sessions. All right. So in next episode, I'm gonna record this one and process of exchange, and that is also in details. So if you need this session, at least I need minimum 100 comments to my this session, right? To my this session. And if you can do this, trust me, I'll record that session and would be very interesting, very means very. I'll decode the process of like how we tokenize the assets, or let's say how we convert the assets into bonds, or convert them into the, let's say, legal documents and all. So I'll explain that process in details, so that all you can understand it. And if you want that session, so I need at least 100 comments to this video. All right, guys. Yeah, so we'll see you next session. Thank you very much for watching this. We'll see you next session. Thank you.